Hi there. Welcome to Tuesday Talk. We're going to do some fun experimental projects tonight. Well, it's one project, but it's experimental because I've never done it before. So what we're doing is we're using an Ikea frame. It's a Shadowbox, and I'm going to show you that first. We're going to make some paper succulents, and then we're going to stencil on the front of the glass, which it's an Ikea frame, so it's not glass. Let me show you the frame first. Okay, I think this may have been, okay, it's the Santa head frame. And I think it might have been somewhere around $5 or $6. And the back of it is designed so you can either use it sitting down or you can hang it. So I had some ideas of what I kind of wanted to do, and I'll show you a picture as soon as I find it. Okay, this is kind of the idea. Oh boy. So it's flowers that are in there, and then words on the front. There's all kinds of versions of this, but I haven't seen any done with succulents. And I had the idea the other day, since I've done some great big paper flowers, and I did them on here one night. I did huge ones, but we're going to do little succulents. So I want to show you what this frame's all about. So I'm going to take the back of it off. And again, I hope our internet lasts tonight because it already cut out a couple times on me. And I'm hearing that echo, and I try very hard to turn it down, but I don't know. So, okay, I have the back of this off. Trying to find the best place to show you. And then this inner part comes out. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to just do solo layout. See if that helps. But see, this intersection comes out. And then the front part, the glass part comes out. Now there's film on there, so it's real filmy looking. We'll remove that later. But this allows us to, if you wanted to, put this in first, or put the glass down first, and then put this in. Or if you wanted to use a mat, it comes with a mat. And then put this back in. So, and use it like that. Okay, but for our purposes, I'm just showing you how versatile this thing is for the money. It's really, really a good deal. So I'd like to go back and get a bunch of these and do some Shadowbox classes. But for our purposes, let me see, how are we doing this? Yeah, our glass is going to be in the front. And then our flowers are going to be in the back. So I am going to go ahead and take the paper off of that glass, which again is plastic, but I'm going to take the inside part of it off so that the inside's ready. Sorry about the noise. I guess I'll take them both off so that we can put it together. So I hope everyone's doing well this evening. If you come on, say hello. And if you catch later, I hope you will still comment. And don't forget, we have a contest going on. When we reach 1,000 subscribers, we're going to give away a $500 prize. So visit the Instagram page at La Vintage Decor and just scroll through every now and then, every couple days or week or so, I post a reminder of how to win. Okay, I'm not sure why I put the back on, but our back is in there. So I'm going to actually take this back off. And then we're going to get to making some of our paper succulents. Now again, you could do this. I've done these before, like with roses and stuff. Never did the Shadowbox, but I'm going to remove this sticker here too. Okay, we could probably paint this, but I think the goal is here to cover this whole thing with these little succulents. So we're going to set this aside. We'll fill it later. All right, now let's go back to our double screen here. Okay. And here's what we're going to do. So this is a little example of one that I made. This is a little paper succulent. So what I have done is I have a bunch of green paper. It's like a light cardboard. It's cardstock. And I looked up paper succulents, and I saw on Pinterest some Hallmark ones. And there's 3 different shapes. There's 3 different sizes of petals. And this one's kind of like a poinsettia leaf. It's probably hard to see on there. And I'll show you how to draw these out later, because I didn't print them out. You could probably print out the templates that I found on Pinterest, but I just kind of drew them because I found with flowers it's more interesting when you make your own designs. I know you're probably having trouble seeing these because I drew them in pencil, but you'll see them when I cut out the shapes, and also I might try to use a marker later. And then these ones are just like 3 ovals in 3 different sizes. So let's get started. So what I did for this one, oh, I actually will have to draw this one. This one is kind of like a little hourglass with quotation marks on the end, if that makes any sense. So then this one I'm doing is the poinsettia leaf one. I started doing this, and the instructions are the same for all of them, no matter what you use. So what I've done here is I took the 3 different sizes. I'm going to start from the beginning, but I also want to just finish this flower so we see what this one looks like. You use a hot glue gun, and I'm just layering these flowers up. Now, since I only have 1 shade of green paper, and there's all kinds of different colors of succulent plants, I also have a lot of paint here. So after I get them put together, I'm going to go back and add some color to them. All right. Kind of have to do these loosely, I'm finding, because that's really tight in there, and I'm gonna really have to keep adding petals in order to make it look good. But one other thing that I realized that you have to do, and trying to put this in the site, is to fold these petals down a little bit, and it's good to pre-curl it. Okay, so this one isn't sticking very well, so let me re-stick that. And I'm going to start this one around here. They sell these little tips for your fingers for using hot glue at the dollar store. I bought some, and of course they're sitting at the store and not here where I most of the time use the hot glue gun. See, this is really tight, so I'm going to try to fold some of these down. I brought home some pink paint and also some different shades of green. But you could also use some purples because there's purples in succulents. Okay, and then I have one more leaf cut out for this one, but this one could use a lot more. We're going to add to these. We're going to end up with some succulents so that we can complete this project tonight. By hook or by crook, we're going to do it. That's another thing I found. Maybe just add the glue, like a line of glue to the whole bottom. I think that might be a better way. And again, watch your fingers. And fold back on these leaves. So succulents come in all different shapes of leaves. Okay, so obviously this one's going to need some more. So these were the kind of pointy leaves. So we're going to make some more of those. Let me, I'm going to go ahead and start some other flowers and then come back to that one, okay? So again, I don't know if you can see this. I'll try using a pen and see if I can make it a little bit darker for you. But what I'm doing is 3 ovals. You see that at all? Okay, a little bit better. And I'm going to cut a medium one. And I'm just guessing at these sizes. Okay, so that's what I've got. I'm going to fold this paper in half. So I'm cutting out 2 sets of these leaves all at once. Okay, so I'm going to get busy cutting these out. So I haven't tried this one yet. I've never done this. I've only done paper flowers, and I've done them on a much larger scale. So I have not done these little itty bitty ones. So this is very new to me. So just having the experience of doing the other flowers is the only experience I've had. So. And, you know, if you have a Cricut or a Silhouette, you could just get these printed out on there and cut, you know, all for you and save you all these steps. Another thing you could do is get these templates from Pinterest and run them off on your copy machine. You can run this cardstock through your copier, and then that way that part's done. You have the shapes the way they're supposed to be. Okay, so we have 2 small and 2 medium and 2 large. And we may end up needing some more, but I wanted to take you from start to finish on this. I don't think this can go down any farther, but I feel like it needs to be. So they want you to fold this petal off center. And they also tell you to put a drop of glue in there. I found it's better to fold them before you put the drop of glue in. So I will put the drop of glue in there just to hold that together. I'm just going to kind of pinch it a little bit to give it a little bit of dimension. So I'm folding off center. So instead of folding it together like that, I'm going a little bit off center. Okay. And then again, I'll put my glue in the middle. And then we'll do our medium ones. I'm going to try to make them as far apart as I can. Putting the glue in there, and again, kind of bending them down a little bit. Kind of pinching it a little. And I have glue strings everywhere. That's the fun of working with hot glue, right? Okay, now we have our large ones. Hope you're seeing this. See if I can get this camera better. Okay, a little bit in my way, but I'll try to get it right for you. Okay, let's try that. Okay, so again, glue in the middle. And I'm getting glue everywhere. All right, so also pinching this and folding it down a little. Just to get it to look a little dimensional. All right, so let's start with our two smallest ones. Okay, these are our two smallest ones. I'm just going to kind of roll this up a little bit. Okay, so we have our glue on the bottom here. The middle ones, I think, are okay to have kind of tight. Try to round it a little bit. All right, then we're going to put glue the whole way across the bottom. And then kind of roll this in. That's sort of starting to look like the middle of a succulent. Okay, and then trying to hold this together so it dries. It's kind of tough. Probably not using enough glue. I have fear of getting burned. Like that. Oh. Yeah, I really wish I had those little tips for my fingers. Okay, I'm going to try to put this so that it's that the leaves aren't ending up in the same place. That one's looking kind of cute. I have a feeling we're just going to keep having to add bigger leaves on the outside to get it big enough. But again, I want to make sure that my leaves are coming out a little bit bigger. I'm going to fold them down a little. I'm going to put this line the whole way across here. Setting it down on the table and kind of putting some pressure on it. Okay, and then we'll put our last layer. Kind of laying it down in the middle just to get those leaves to alternate. And then wrapping it around. Kind of pulling those leaves down a little bit now. Okay, so these were the ovals. What I think we need are some larger oval leaves. Okay, not larger than the ones we have, but additional oval ones. So I'm going to get a fresh piece of paper here and cut some more of those. Yeah, you could probably mix one up too. You could probably do some different shapes on one and it would be kind of natural. But I'm just going to do like 3 largish ones. Tell you what I'll do to save some time. I'm just going to fold this in half. Not exactly saving paper, but I'm saving a little time. And we'll get 4 leaves cut at once. I could be a little more judicious with my paper, but I'm trying to do it faster for you. So I'd like to get this project kind of done. But if we run out of time, we run out of time. So, okay, and again, I'm going to fold these leaves kind of off center. Get them folded first, and then we'll try to manipulate them a little bit. Kind of like Mickey Mouse ears. And again, I just am basing my directions, what I'm telling you to do, on what I've done before with paper flowers, but I'm kind of mixing it with the directions that I read for these. So putting a drop in the middle. Throw another glue stick in here. All right. Okay, so let's pick up where we are so far. Boy, I'm really making a mess with the glue. This needs re-glued. So those little fingertip things plus a little patience would help. It might be a good idea to have some sort of clip or clamp that would hold these together while the glue dries. But I'm going to try to be a little more patient and hold it together until it dries. Alrighty, gonna put glue on another bottom petal. Again, glue strings are everywhere, and the way to get rid of that is to use a hair dryer. Okay, gonna lay this down kind of in the middle. Maybe that's part of my problem here. It seems like that's the way to get the petals to alternate, but it's also kind of difficult to keep them together. But we'll just keep working it. All right, I wanted to I'm going to try to roll it on the end here. So I'll put that row of glue on the bottom. I'm going to be kind of generous and work kind of slowly. Hopefully that's going to be the solution. Okay, just holding that in there. You can see the bottom's kind of messy with all that glue. And here's what the top is looking like. I'm going to try folding these out a little bit more. So this is me experimenting with this tonight. I've never done these, so not sure what the best practices are, but just like anything else, trial and error. We'll try and get it through trial and error. Okay, I kind of like what happened there. The leaf folded down, which is more natural. So again, I'm really holding on tight here, trying to get this together. And then I think what we're going to do is revisit this guy. That's the one that had the sort of pointy petals. Now that we know we need more outer petals. Okay, and again, the last time I had a little bit better luck with this if I bent it down first. So that's what I'm doing. Making a line on the bottom. And kind of starting where I left off. Live and learn, right? Okay. Kind of went over those folded ones. I don't know whether there's anything I can do about these ones in the middle. I don't think so, but it's just kind of tight in the middle. This is almost like a green rose. But I'll try to bend these outer petals a little bit more. Just trying to get it to open up a little. And still keep it together. So I need a little more glue in here. This is a little bit tougher than I thought. So we may not get the whole thing done tonight, but I want to get at least a row done. Okay, so here is the template for the petals, the pointy petals. So this is just kind of like poinsettia petals, maybe daisy or sunflower petals. That's what that looks like. Okay. But I'm going to do one like I did the other one where you do larger petals. So I'm going to fold it in half. And I'm actually going to fold this one in thirds. I'm going to be more efficient with my paper. Waste not, want not, right? It's going to be harder to cut. So I have that pointy petal there. All right, let's get rid of our scraps. And so again, we have our leaves. We're going to fold them off center. If you're just tuning in, feel free to say hi. Let me know where you're watching from. That would be cool. All right, we're making paper succulents, and we're putting it in an Ikea Shadowbox. And we're going to do some stenciling on the front. Okay, so I'm just kind of folding these leaves up a little bit, trying to get them to curl. Kind of folding them back a little. These ones sort of look like bunny ears. First we had Mickey Mouse ears, now we have bunny ears. Okay, so here's where we are so far in this one. So I'm gonna put a line of glue on one of these leaves, and then carry on where I left off. And being patient, holding down my glue so it dries. This would be a fun activity for a wedding. You could do with your bridesmaids. Succulents are really popular now. Okay, and I'm gonna kind of, while I'm holding that base, I'm gonna kind of pull back on these leaves a little bit, try to get some dimension in there. And we're not worrying that they're all the same color because we're gonna touch them up with paint. All right, gonna do another row here. Okay, holding that in place. Doing the same thing here, just folding the leaves back a little. This one's really starting to look like a succulent, I think. And I have trouble knowing where to put it so you can see it. All right, let's get another one going. So you see what we've got here. Just adding another one onto the bottom, trying to be careful not to get burnt. And folding these leaves down. And continuing. Okay, I think it's looking pretty good. I didn't think I held that one in enough. Again, trying desperately not to get burnt. Okay, so you see this is a little time consuming. But I think once you are on a roll, especially if you used a Cricut to have your petals cut out, of course, that would cut that out. And if you're worrying so much about the pattern, just remember it doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, so I'm okay with that one. So I'm gonna let's see. So we did that one. We did the pointy petal one. This is one we didn't do. Oh no, wait, we did do that one. Okay, so there's different shapes of leaves. I'm gonna trace this out so you can see what this one looks like. So this one's kind of like brackets. So, you know, brackets when you're doing, like if you were doing I can't think of a good example, in algebra, the brackets. Okay, so there was this pattern, and it was kind of like a fat leaf. Okay, so it looks like that. I know there's a shadow there. Okay, and then there was another one where we had the same thing. Two big leaves like that with the algebra brackets. And then an oval for the small leaf. So we've got that. And there was one other pattern. And that was this first one I did. And I actually had some pretty good success with that one. And I'll draw that one out for you too. So that one was the algebra bracket.